If you're a self-taught guitarist, chances are you're making at least one of these mistakes and you don't even know it. I've taught hundreds of lessons over a decade of guitar playing, and I see these mistakes show up again and again, especially in intermediate players, and the worst part, they're holding you back without you even knowing it. But don't worry, I'm going to break them down for you right now so you can fix them and start making real progress on the guitar. Let's get into it. Number 4 is learning songs without breaking them down. Most of us guitar players want to learn a song, so we just pull up the chord sheet, play through it, and once we have it down, we call it the end of the day. But if you don't ever break the song down to understand how those pieces are fitting together or why it works, you're not going to be able to take the knowledge from that song and move it into other songs or your own writing nearly as easily. So let's go over an example progression and break it down together so you understand how to do this and you can start doing it in your own playing. We're just going to be playing D, G, and A, just like this. Pretty straightforward chord progression. But how can we break that down and understand the pieces of it? Well, first we have to figure out what key it's in. And the way we do that is by understanding how the chords actually fit into a key in the first place. So let's take our major scale and start breaking it down. We have D major here. And that's 5th fret on the A, 7th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, 5th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D, 4th fret on the G, 6th fret on the G, 7th fret on the G. And all we're going to do is take those notes and count up with the notes, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 1. And we have to figure out what chords actually fall upon those notes, because every note in the major scale has a corresponding chord using the notes in the major scale. So if we're to play D major and just play up the chords, it would be D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished, back to D. And every major key follows that exact same order of major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, back to major. And if you were paying close attention there, you'll notice all of the chords that we just played in that example are in D major. So we know we're in D major, but how do we know where the chords fit into the key? Well, we have to go back to counting with the scale and assigning notes to the numbers. And the notes are just the notes we're playing. So if we go to D major, it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And that's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So if we go D1, okay, we know D is our 1. D, E, 2, F sharp, 3, G, 4. Okay, we know G is our 4. And then A, 5. So we have our 1, our 4, and our 5 in the key. So anytime you're learning songs, taking the time to break it down to the pieces that are putting it together, making it sound good, is going to make you understand it more and also be able to utilize the ideas from that song in any key and in your own writing. Number 3 is trying to relate everything to the pentatonic box. When we're going to improvise, we figure out what key it's in and then go, okay, we're in C, so I'm going to play an A minor pentatonic. And that's an okay way to get started in your improvising journey, but it's not going to get you very far, and it's very limiting as far as playing over more pieces and styles of music. The reason we can't play everything in one box is because it doesn't contain everything, right? The pentatonic box only has 5 notes, and the scale we just played, that major scale, has 7 notes. So how can we bring those notes back into this box? Well, if we go to play that A minor pentatonic box, all we need to do to bring in those 2 extra notes is, well, add 2 notes. So if we have our pentatonic as on the E, 5, and 8, on the A, 5, 7, D, 5, 7, G, 5, 7, B, 5, 8, E, 5, 8, all we have to do to add those in is add the 7th fret on the E, the 8th fret on the A, keep going up, get to the B string, add the 6th fret on the B, and the 7th fret on the E. And the reason we take those notes out for pentatonic is because you need a little more context to understand how to use them. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say we're playing over a chord progression like A minor, D minor, F major 7, E minor. It was just going over those. Well, to use those other notes, those 2 notes we just added in effectively, you would need to know how to use them over the chords. It's like when we're on A minor, actually that regular kind of pentatonic idea is exactly what you would want to be using. But as we go to D minor, you get to add that note from the B string in, that 6th fret on the B string, because we're using it in the chord. So it brings in a lot more character when you can add the notes as they're being used. So we got that A minor, using pentatonic, D minor, adding that note in, then we go to F major 7. You can kind of use that same pentatonic idea, but you don't want to be stuck in that one box. You're going to have it extended up. So like if we're to do major pentatonic, it would be like 8th fret on the E, 10th fret on the E, 7th fret on the A, 10th fret on the A, 7th fret on the D, 10th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G, 9th fret on the G, 8th fret on the B, 10th fret on the B, and then 8 on the E and 10 on the E. And these 3 notes on the top strings, or sorry, these, I guess, 5 notes, are known as the B.B. King box in blues playing. But being able to extend past that and knowing that we're using those chords means, right, we're on A minor, using A minor pentatonic. We go to D minor, add this note in on the B string, go to F major 7, target those notes with the scale. And then we go to E minor, kind of back between the two now, using up here and then going down to A minor pentatonic, bringing us back to the A. So it's important to not limit yourself to one box, but to know how you can move outside of it and how you can add more notes to it. That way your improvising gets more interesting and you're actually playing over the music. By the way, if you want to be around other guitar players with big goals while working towards your own goals, join my free community link down below. I'm looking forward to helping you out in there. Mistake number 2 is practicing without a metronome. Listen, if you made it this far in the video, you clearly want to improve your guitar playing, so your days of not using the metronome are hereby over. Before you could be blissfully ignorant, but now I'm telling you, and now you know, that not using the metronome is limiting you. So if you're going to put all this time into the guitar, all this time practicing, all this time playing, you might as well do it in a way that's benefiting you maximally so you're not just wasting your time, right? So let's go over a little metronome exercise to lock it in, and then from now on, every time you're practicing, playing your scales, anything like that, kick on the metronome and you'll be locking it in so much harder. So we're just going to play the D major scale we went over earlier, but use the metronome this time. So remember, we're going to be 5 on A, 7 on A, 4 on D, 5 on D, 7 on D, 4 on G, 6 on G, 7 on G. And for the metronome, I literally go to Google and type metronome and one comes right up on Google. You don't even need to get a metronome. So we're going to put this at 60 BPM to start out, and then we're just going to play up and down that scale with the metronome. Let me turn my volume up here. And we're going to do it 2 notes for every click, so it's going to look like this. That's a pretty basic idea, just running up and down a scale with the metronome, but actually using the metronome is a technique you can use all of the time with anything you're playing, whether it be learning a song or writing a song or just dicking around on the guitar. Having that metronome on gives you that peace of mind that you know you're in time. Because if you can play with the metronome, you can play with any other person as well, and you'll be in time because you're objectively in time if you can play in time with the metronome. Mistake number 1 is just watching YouTube videos without actually implementing anything that you're playing. Like, if you really watched this whole video and then instead of doing anything about your guitar playing, you just go and open another YouTube video and watch that and watch a million more videos before you even pick up your guitar, you're not going to make any progress on the guitar, because unless you had your guitar in your hands for this whole video and you were going over what I was talking about, Watching this didn't make you any better at the guitar. And this is a big problem that a lot of guitar players have, and people in general trying to learn things, is they think watching every video on the internet is going to make them better at something. But the truth is, it's not. You need to actually take the action and play on your own. If you're not playing, you're not getting better. Like, I'm telling you, you just watch this video, you're watching it still, you want to be better. Don't watch another video. Go pick your guitar up. If you weren't playing along while I was talking, grab your guitar and go back over this, or go over some other video that I've made. Here's one. This is 4 ridiculously effective guitar exercises. I don't even know where it is, but I have so many videos with exercises, but if you just watch them, mine or any other videos, without playing them, you're not getting better. You're just lying to yourself. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow.